What is good, y'all? Smooth family, baby. It's your boy SmooveGotGame, aka GM Smooth, back with another Tigers rebuild episode, man. And today we are going to get through the end of the season. We have the September call-ups ready to go. We know who we want to bring up, who we're going to bring down. We got a special episode as we go ahead and basically just get through the end of the season. We're going all the way through. We're going to check out the end of the season stats, see how far up this leaderboard we can make it, how many wins we can end the season with, and we will be getting into the last game of the season, a full game in which I plan to have started by somebody that we call up. Now, as we look at what we got going on for our pitching rotation and stuff right now, it's very clear that pitching is a very big area of need for us. You see Eduardo Rodriguez has struggled, Matthew Boyd has struggled, Michael Lorenzen's been wishy-washy, Matt Manning has struggled, and even Jason Foley. Like, we've actually got people in the bullpen struggling too. For the most part, it's been pretty good. Alex Lane just struggled down the late stretch. So some of the things that I did want to do, we see as no minor league options. I just don't think it's working out up here right now, and I don't want to have that many pitchers up here. So Eduardo Rodriguez, didn't see much development come up to the season, so I'm going to be dropping him down to AAA as our first roster move of the video, to go ahead and make room to then bring up Casey Mize. I think he's done a great job down at AAA. He's developed pretty nicely. He's a 77 overall now. I think he's ready to go ahead and make the move up and maybe stay up here if he pitches good. You see Ashton Gano also move up, and Garrett Hill too, both of which I was very happy about and was very strong about. Now you can see a couple other guys that could have came up. Spencer Torkelson, Parker Meadows, who's actually had a great season, seeing pretty nice development. I just wanted to keep those guys at AAA because didn't stand out too much to me. I want to see you better than 300s if I'm about to bring you up 290 at least, or show a lot of pop. So as the other person that I wanted to bring up, that went to Joey Wentz. He had a great AAA experience, and not to mention we're also making a couple moves to move guys up that are killing at a AA to go up to AAA, as I just want to at least get like a month's worth of stats being able to see some of these guys play. Now you see here Jace Jung actually lost his B potential, went down to a C because he played so bad. And that's just shocking. It's what can happen. You know, sometimes you're on top of your game, other times you're not, and it just plays more into the realism of, you know, you're not every day, every season, every game to game, you're not a B potential, A potential. You lose it, you gain it based on how you're performing. If you could be an A potential when you first get drafted, play so badly that now they're like, maybe he actually is at his potential and he's like a C or a D. So I'm not too mad at it at all that he lost that. Now here, I made the very bad mistake. You see Matt Verlaine goes down with an injury. Casey Mize coming back from his after we had just finally won a game, and I moved him to the 15-day DL. Well, they wanted me to bring somebody else up to my roster, even though I have him on the 10-day injured list, and I can't bring him back. So now I have to basically effectively waste somebody's option. So I go to somebody that I don't have much plans for in the season, hasn't been playing that good, Zach Short. I bring him up for just the 10 days. Somebody that's on the 40-man, that's a low overall that I don't care about wasting one of their options. So I bring him up, and we'll end up sending him back down later. But let's go ahead and get into a couple critical situations. I didn't say I was simulating all the way through. We're still going to get you guys some gameplay before we get to the end of the season of anything that might look interesting. Here, we got bottom of the ninth. We're tied 3-3 with the White Sox with runners at first and second. Our clutchest hitter of about 2 decades is up to bat now. He's in 185 this season with runners in scoring position, so it hasn't been too clutch. But can we get a little bit of effectiveness out of him here as we got a 1-1 count, swinging and missing over the top of that slider, just looking a little bit lazy here. Gets a 4-seamer up in the hands, bloops this one over the head of the first baseman. It'll get down. Unfortunately, we had to kind of pump the brakes a little bit just in case he caught it. Didn't want anybody to be doubled up, so everybody just moves up 90 feet, but we still have no outs. And now a sac fly, a ground ball, a good bunt can win this ball game. And it's up to Nick Manton to do it. There's a 4-seamer up in the zone. He's raising his fist already. It's pretty shallow. We only got 54 speed, but I say bump it. We're going to try it. The throw is so far up the line that even though he probably could have ran back and tagged him, he didn't. So we go ahead and get the victory here, man. Your Detroit Tigers coming away with the win. That was Nick Manton getting a 4-seamer up about, forehead level and taking it to short center field. And thankfully, because of a bad throw, we're able to go ahead and get out of this thing with a W. Now, this season hasn't seen too many dubs for our Tigers. We are well below 500, nowhere in contention for postseason. So anytime we get a win like this that's exciting in walk-off fashion, we got to show it off. Look at the throw coming in from the center fielder. Made him go to his feet and knees, but as you can see, the catcher's not even in viewpoint. So Cesar Hernandez had a great game here, 4 for 4, 2 doubles and the RBIs. He is the player of the game, and we're able to just barely squeak this one out. Other than him, nobody else was really hitting. I mean, he had over half the team's hits today, but it was enough to go ahead and get the win. Michael Lorenzen being wishy-washy again, only 6 innings, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts, so a good start, but the bullpen kind of went a little light. You see Lange there getting the win, but giving up the tying run in the 9th inning, once again blowing another save job. Now, we get back to simulating, as that's what this majority of this episode is going to be, and we get another opportunity here. Cesar Hernandez has an 11-game hitting streak. I decided to let this one slide, and guess what? It came back up the next day, 12-game hitting streak. So I guess he got a hit at it. So after simulating that one, we get another win too. That's another good sweep. Verling is finally back, and I have to go ahead and you already know, send old buddy back down. Here goes a 13-game hitting streak. Now we're getting crushed, but at this point, my boy is going on a complete tear to show that he wants to be on this team next season and long term. So we get past that one, and we get past a couple more weeks, losing a couple more series and winning a couple more. But here comes up a situation where Alex Lange has to close it out. He's been playing so bad, I decided to go ahead and hop into this one. We've got one out, runners at second base, and it's Shea Langoliers is up at the batter's box. We are up 8-7. Watching that knuckle curve get down low, as we got a great chance here to go ahead and maybe close this one out in Oakland. Closing in on the season win totals. I think we are up past 60 now, but can we reach 70 before the end of the season? Madden will get this one. Throw it to first base to Carpenter. Must have gave Miguel Cabrera the day off today. We just got one more batter to get through, but that ball's going to get away from him for a split second. Not too far, though, as Alex Lange looking to close this one out. 2-1. Drops that knuckle curve in right through the zone. Getting a great call by the ump. 2-2. Can we get another one? Swing and a miss, as this one was way downstairs. And we walk out of here with another victory. I told you guys we are not winning that much. So anytime we get something like this, shutout victories, closeouts, walk-off attempts, and they're actually successful, you know we got to go ahead and ball out in them. And as you can see, player of the game here was Kerry Carpenter. 3 for 5, a home run, 3 RBIs. Matthew Boyd actually coming in and getting the dub there. 5 innings of work, so very clutch for him. We had given up 2 more runs there in the bottom of the ninth, so I can only imagine who did that. But you can see great hitting performances. We got 16 hits all around. Mize even coming in getting 2 innings of work, 1 hit, 1 walk. But yep, that boy Lange still acting up. Now as you can see, we're getting close. We're in the final week of September, drowning into a position of, I don't know if we got #1 selection or not. Now you see AA and AAA go ahead and finish up their seasons. AAA went 70 and 80, AA 63 and 75, so just as bad in the minor leagues too as well. Now here I made the mistake of not stopping the simulation because I didn't think it would completely wipe their stats, and then it came to me after this critical situation popped up, and I'm like, let me go ahead and see if these boys can do it, because I want to go see them minor league stats real quick. And I hit the wrong button again, so I got to force it to the next day. And I'm like, okay, go ahead and save this one for me. They went ahead and took care of business. And I went to go check, and lo and behold, it was already gone. So we just simulated out. We got a 3-game losing streak heading into this last game. And the only thing that we can do is basically get to 69 wins. We will not be able to hit that coveted mark of 70, unfortunately. Now you see here, we lose 2-0, unfortunately, to Cleveland. And Turnbull had a great start, but Mize, an inning and 2/3, gave up 2 earned runs. And I mean, even if we didn't score any runs. We only had 6 hits anyway. Now that kind of shocked me though, because him being my long reliever, I did want to start this game with him. He's played great this postseason since he's been called up. 1-1 record, 26 and 2/3 innings, a 2.36 ERA, still getting development even though he's up here. So I think he's somebody that's definitely at least solidified a spot at spring training for a chance to be in the rotation. And Joey Wentz not done too bad either. He's 2-0 in his 7th games, 16 1/3 innings, 9 earned runs, only 1 home run given up, 19 strikeouts, and a 1.84 whip. So I'm very impressed with both of those two. And I think they've earned at least spring training invites for the upcoming spring for sure. Barring that they actually, sign back. Free agency, they cannot sign back. Who knows what's going to happen. But we will get into this game here against the division-leading Cleveland Guardians. On offense, they're batting .301 in this series. Haven't given up any earned runs this whole series, so we're going to look to change that as they're trying to ride high into the postseason. And we're looking to kind of spoil that. I mean, a loss going into it can really shake confidence. So Casey Mize will be getting his first ever, at least in this series, major league start. As there it is, 26 and 2/3 innings, 21 hits, 7 walks, 20 strikeouts. We're going to look to see what those kind of numbers will look like here today. I love the breaking pitches for him. So we're going to look to get to that heavy work here today. Starting out early with that slider against Stephen Kwan. Leading off for the Guardians, 1-0. Chops this splitter down in the dirt, and you can already see that big breaking curveball. 1-1 in on the knees. Gets this over to Baez, who will glove it. Throw over to first base. Got him. Nice, easy, quick out to go ahead and start the game. Pitches were looking all right already. The command was kind of shaky a little bit, but for the most part it was there. That one got a little bit too much of the plate, but it's okay. He still got underneath it. Flies this one out, and that was Ahmad Rosario. Reds legend, if y'all remember the last series, man. We love that dude, but I can't pick you up this time. You with the You with the enemy team, you with the ops now. You got to get out. Just like Jose Ramirez does on this little inside fastball as he chimes this one over to second base. 1, 2, 3, real easy for Casey Mize. Not looking rattled at all. Showed his composure. I'm very proud of that. And now for us, it'll be up to us to go and handle things. We got Tristan McKenzie on the mound. In 32 starts, he has a 4.19 ERA. And we're going to be looking to kind of shut him down here today and maybe rattle him before he goes into the postseason as well. Matt Verling, leading off as he's done all season for us, except for when he's been hurt. Batting close to 300. He's performed very well and has me very intrigued about how our outfield depth is about to look for this upcoming series. I think we're well in hand because right behind him, we got Akil Baddoo also hitting close to 300. One of our lone all-stars that was actually hitting 300 at the time of that, so it's dropped a little bit as he goes ahead and walks it back. And then Jonathan Scoop, also another intriguing player as he grounds this one over to third base. He hit over 300 basically all season. Hopefully he ends this game with it too. But somebody that could have been an all-star for us, I was shocked to see he wasn't. But might be our long-term third baseman, depending on that age and depending on what the drafts kind of give our way. Now, going back to Casey Mize, trying to see what he's got for us. Is this check swing? Even though he got hit, I really hate that rule. Like, you still swung, my dude. That should still be a strike. But now they got their first base runner over at first base. We're going to face Oscar Gonzalez. 1 out already in the inning. We get him to swing at the upstairs four-seamer. That is his first strikeout of the ball game. And can we go ahead and end it up with 2 of them here to keep that runner stranded at first base? 2-2 here to Jimenez. Swings and misses at the upstairs four-seamer. Going right back to our batter. You see Miguel Cabrera there. 9-game hitting streak. We've got a lot of guys getting streaky here near the ends of the season. Trying to raise the batting average. Trying to raise the contract value up last minute. Unfortunately, it's too late for you. I don't even know if we'll have Miguel Cabrera next season. No, he is very old in the series. So we're hoping he doesn't retire. But if he does, we're hoping Spencer Torkelson is ready to take over. But at least while he's still here, he's going to still get these base hits as that one goes into the outfield. A little 2-out count magic, 2 outs in the inning. And maybe a little rally going here early. It's pitch count very low here for Tristan McKenzie. We're going to try to raise that up. Nice ball being taken there for a 2-1 count. He's ahead. Gets a 12-6 up in the zone. Takes this one opposite field to the bullpen and it is gone. 2-run home run for Austin Meadows. 23rd of the season. That's the team lead. Getting ahead of Eric Haas. Getting us this big time lead here early against the Guardians. And I cannot believe he was able to take that 12-6 opposite field too. Not even in jumping range. So it moved quite a bit out there in the outfield. 382 feet. Muscled it straight into the opposite part of the park. And gives us our 2-0 lead, and we'll hand that back over to Casey Mize as early on, looking as strong as ever. I say right before giving him a base hit, that's that broadcaster's curse. When you start praising your players, they start doing bad. So I got to start talking trash about them. And this boy Casey Mize controls is trash. 0-2 count. How could you do that? Look, got him to pop up. See, I told you, it's the broadcaster's curse. You got to talk bad to get him to do good. And we get an early out there to go ahead and keep the runner over at first base. Switching it back up to the top of the lineup, 1 and 2. Set the faces here as we got to get a liner right to Madden, who will glove this one. No double play there back at first, but the runner will stay there and they're not able to advance at all. Now we go right up to Amal Rosario again, trying to make things interesting here with 2 outs. We're going to try to get him to close this one out the door as we got an 0-2 here. We're going to go to that trusty dusty slider and we get him to swing low and away. Great strikeout pitch there. We will take it to the bottom of the third, still with our 2-0 lead. And we're really trying to work these at-bats. Now you see here a long at-bat, 2-2. As we take that one outside, trying to get his pitch count up. He's still only at 25. I would like to see that in the 30s or 40s by the end of this inning if we can. A strikeout is not going to help his third of the ball game already. McKenzie had us, except for those 2 mistake pitches, off balance pretty much all throughout the early part of this game. Matt Verling able to work a 4-pitch walk here. Not mad at it at all. That'll extend the inning, extend the pitch count. And then on the very first pitch, it's a ball in it on the knees. And he will slide in safely with the stolen base. Wheels of steel. As he looks to move up here, you see the leadoff. Not even that big of a leadoff. Perfect break on that one. 21 miles per hour on the speed. Even with a fast catcher pop-up time, he's able to slide in there safely. And that puts us a runner in scoring position now with only 1 out. And Akil Baddoo, who's been very clutch with runners in scoring position, hits this one deep into center field. He'll range back, glove it. And we're going to go ahead and use that 90 speed to our advantage. We're going to go ahead and move to third base as he's in there. Slid maybe the wrong direction than you'd want it to, but that gives Jonathan Scope, the guy that leads the team in RBIs, a chance to come up and do some work. 1-2. They say he was able to check it. Finally, we get a good call. 2-2 here now. Swings and misses at the upstairs heat. Probably thought it was going to break down again. Maybe a chance for another home run. That was a great setup there by McKenzie. Looking pretty strong himself for this outing. Pitch count is low. He's pitching great. Now, Casey Miles, on the other hand, pitch count is pretty high. Going on 57 pitches as we get the first out here in the 5th inning. And today, since we already knew he pitched literally the day before and got 2 innings of work, I was only really looking to get me 5 innings here. If he can get me through 5, that would be great. But the pitch count is starting to rise as the at-bats are starting to wear on. 3-1 here. It's a great call on the lower part of the plate there. Energy is in the yellow as we got a 3-2 full count here to Greg. Oh, I was about to say great swing and miss, but they go ahead and get him for the check there. Bonet will be up next, and he gets him swinging upstairs, though. Runner still at first base. If he can just get me out of this inning, we'll be cool and be fine. Just don't give up a run here. This goes up the middle, hits off the pitcher's mound, and rolls into the outfield. The runner will not advance to third. And I'm starting to get a little nervous. I'm like, okay, hold on. Do I need to get the bullpen ready? Will he get me out of this inning? Show me what you got, young gun. Ma Rosario. Mr. Clutch himself. 1-2. 2 outs. First and second, 73 pitches. Deep in that slider, froze him. In on the hands. Great pitch to call. And just like that, 5 strong innings of work. And we'll go ahead and get him out of here for the day. Now back to the offense. We are trying to get McKenzie in a similar situation. Get him tired, get that pitch count up. You now see it's at 56. We've been working these at bats. Gets another 12-6 here. That is going deep out in the left field, a little bit closer to center. So maybe not a home run, but it will bounce over the wall as if he had only time. If that had been to the left like the first one, probably could have seen 2 home runs, but we will at least get Cesar Hernandez a base hit into the outfield. 52 speed is going to be more than enough to score off this. And it's an RBI base hit. And McKenzie's giving up 3 here today. Has not looked all too strong, but neither has his bats, giving him no help. Looks like they're going to let him try to finish out this inning too as well. As we go back up to the top of our lineup, chops this one up the middle. Shortstop's going to get there for the diving play. Throw goes to second base, not in time though. Not able to recover enough for an out. And after a strikeout, Akil Baddoo is going to come up, take this one basically exactly like he did last inning. Deep to center field. Unfortunately, this part doesn't have much carry to center, but it will be deep enough to advance Hernandez over to third base. And just like that, Jonathan Scope, RBI leader, 81 on the season, has a chance to make it 82 here as he chops this one over to second base. He'll grab it, glove it, throw it. But we are able to at least tackle another run. And with that, we go ahead and go to Joey Wentz. I want to see what he's talking about. 7 games, 2-0 record. Blew his only save opportunity, but through 16 in the third, a 4.96 ERA, which means, not too bad. And really, the righties are kind of getting off on him a lot. Lefties struggling. So maybe this outing can give him a chance to get that righty batting average down, as the first guy that he faces is Jose Ramirez. And I think Joey will definitely get a spring training invite. And we'll see if he can crack the long reliever role maybe for next season, or maybe he'll just be the best pitcher at AAA. Only that time will tell. But that's kind of my envisioned plans to see what he can do. Now you see here, works a 3-0 count. He's able to put one over the zone now. And 3-1 to Jose Ramirez, still in his favor. Gets underneath the 4-seamer right out to Meadows, and we're able to keep him within the yard. Great pitch there. Way to keep him off balance and come back from a 3-0. Now next up you got Josh Bell, still a dangerous bat, 0-1. Gets under that 4-seamer in the hands. Nothing much he could do with it as Baddoo's going to settle underneath. Glove that. And we're down to just one more out in this inning. And from what I'm looking for here, unless we score more runs, I'll probably only get him into about the 7th or 8th inning. If he's pitching good, as you see, Burling. Great speed from the outfield. I thought that was a bang play, but he's able to come in and grab that one off the shoelaces. I know he's tired. Good thing he ain't coming up the bat, because my boy needs some air after that. Great catch in the outfield to make up for your pitcher, man. And right after that, we go into another inning. You see they've gone to their bullpen. It's Inyel de los Santos. I think I said that right. If I said it wrong, put the pronunciation for the name down below in the comment section. But we're going to go ahead and get active here. As you saw, we got to walk off the first one and then a double down the line. We're not going to choose to bring the run around. Did not think 62 speed would be enough. I thought that would be a clear cut out. But that gives us a chance at second and third. Austin Meadows leading the team in home runs. A chance for another one here. 2-2. Gets the circle change inside. Not deep enough. But we will try to send the runner home. Throw is going to be an absolute laser. And get him before he even started his slide. That throw was so nasty. I cannot believe that we were not able to go ahead and get another run off that. So unfortunately, still a 3-0 ball game. But Joey Wentz got us. Ground ball over the shortstop. Great throw to first base, and we're able to go ahead and get that one knocked down. Andres Jimenez up again, 0-1. 1 out in the inning. Flies this one out to Baez. He'll go ahead and make another play. Why not? 2 for 2. Can we make it 3 for 3 here with George Valeria up next? 2 outs. Ooh, not getting the pitcher's call there on the cutter. I thought that caught most of the plate, but okay. We'll come right back with a 4-seamer, get him to ground it over to Madden anyway, and do it ourselves in the field. 1, 2, 3 inning, and we go right back to him. 9-1-2 set up for the top of the 8th. They're running out of outs here. You see this rain is starting to pick up. It's really raining now. Ball's not traveling a lot. It's getting watered down. Rain's hitting it down to the ground probably. And some of these pitches are kind of dangerous, but they're not going that far. 0-2 here. Tries to get him to chase that 12-6. You see we got 12,000 people. I think I've seen more minor league fans in the stands than 12,000. Goodness gracious. As we get that 4-seamer up in the zone though. Nice strikeout. And after this pitch, first strikeout of his outing. I think he's gone 2 2/3 at this point. But the umpires go ahead and call us over and say, hey, coach, we're about to go ahead and do a rain delay. We got lightning out. Thunder's pretty bad. You know, it probably lasts about an hour. So they asked me if I want to keep my pitcher on warm-up 1. I already had an arm ready and warmed up just in case Joey Wentz went left. So I figured, why not? I've seen enough out of him. I know I want to bring him to spring training. Let's get somebody in that has not pitched yet that I also brought up, and that is Garrett Hill. Has only gotten not much playing time. If you look at those stats, everything is zeroed out. He's only pitched to 1 batter, and it ended up resulting in a strikeout. So I said, hey, why not? Let's bring him in. Let me see what the stuff looks like. Get me 1 more out and give me a reason to maybe give you a spring training invite. And that man he's got to face is no easy task. Amal Rosario coming right out of a rain delay. You see the rain is completely stopped. Field is dry. Tarp is off. We're ready to resume this baseball as the game is almost over. They are down to their last 4 outs here. 0-2. Taking that one deep into the stands. And we set this back up. 4th pitch of the AB. Grounds this one over to Cabrera. That was a 4-seamer way off the plate. Able to go ahead and just touch bag. And we will go into the bottom of the 8th. Nick Sandlin. 18 games this season, 16 2/3. So he's probably September call-up as well. Hasn't played that much, or he's been hurt all season. And we'll look to maybe put on a couple extra insurance runs to give our either closer a chance to save this. And Alex Lange, you know, he's been kind of struggling this season, as that is a terrible pop-up on the first pitch. Not what you need to happen when you're trying to let that closer warm up his arm so he can get ready to come in. Eric Haas, haven't seen him much this game. And the first thing we do see is one almost at the chin. Sweet chin music. As my boy hit the deck on that one. 1-2 count here. 1 out. Swings and misses at the slider off the plate. Not able to go ahead and make it work. Javier Baez up next. 2 outs. Maybe a little 2-out rally he can get going here. Tattoos that one deep out in the right field to a glove. And unfortunately, you go down 1-2-3. So we'll have to just settle with a 3-run lead with Jose Ramirez, Josh Bell set to come up in this inning. Now we bring in Alex Lange. This is a save situation. 39 of 46 opportunities. I do not like how many blown saves he had and the ERA near 4, but it is what it is. Hopefully he will get better for next season. He's still pretty young. I think he's only 28, 29. So could be the closer for years to come. I think he's actually at 80 overall too. One of our highest overall players on the roster. So now we got a full count work to the first person he sees, and thanks to the shift and a lucky hit off the foot, Jose Ramirez will be retired. We're able to go ahead and take care of him. Pretty long at bat, though, to start your day out. 8 pitches on the first man, as opposed to just 1 here to Josh Bell with the same result. 6-3 ground out. Now we go back. Josh Naylor, the 5 hitter. He's 0-2 in his count. Gets the knuckle curve call. Great pitch there in on the hands. And your Detroit Tigers win the last game of the series and season to get win number 69. That's the benchmark starting point, fellas. Ladies, 69 wins is what this team was able to accomplish without much change at all from me. No trades, not many like ups and down moves. I'd say the only big move that we had, which probably affected actually our win total, was bringing Tariq Skubal up and making him our ace. Other than that, didn't really make too many big moves. We were able to kind of do this on our own. 8 hits, just was only able to get 3 runs across. Wish we could have got a little bit more, but it's all right. Meadows, 23rd home run of the season, got up to 63 RBIs. Mize had a great start, 5 strikeouts in 5 innings, 2 hits, ERA sub 2, and Lange was able to go ahead and get save number 40. Also had great work there from Wentz, getting his first hold, 2 2/3. When a strikeout lowered his ERA a little bit. It'll definitely be an interesting time for spring training next time when it comes up. But that's the end of the season, man. 69 and 93, 27 games out of the lead, and tied for 3rd place in the division. As we go ahead and check out some of these stats, go ahead and close everything out. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the positional player-by-player stats. seeing who kind of led the team and what categories and what we can kind of look forward to next season. Obviously, hits leader, Akil Badu with 164, Jonathan with 157. Baez even had a pretty good year on our top three. Meadows with 23 homers, Haas with 20 compared to 63 and 67 RBIs. But Jonathan, like I said, leading the team in RBIs with 81, only 19 home runs, but showed to be very clutch with runners in scoring position. For much of the season, hitting in the 3 spot, you kind of expect that, so not too surprised by that. Akil Badu's 25 stolen bases surprised me. And the fact that we had 5 players hit over 280, 1 over 300, shows that, at least from a batter standpoint, we're not that bad. Slugging percentages looked good. OPSs looked good. Jonathan led in both categories. Walks, we were looking good. Strikeouts was kind of high. Team-wide, a lot of people over 100, but Jonathan leading in doubles as well with 38. 6 triples from Akil Badu. We were looking, all in all, like a strong team. We just had a couple of holes in the lineup, and it was tough finding those guys to hit at the same time on the same day, so maybe some better consistency could help out. Errors were all over the place. I'm surprised to see Miguel Cabrera leading the team in that. And then WAR, Jonathan at 5.3, a 4 from Akil, and then even Matt Verlin with a 2.4. So Jonathan up to a 79 overall now at third base. Very close to cracking the 80 club and could be somebody that we actually keep on the team long term. Next, we got to go and look at the pitchers. I see nobody cracked 200 innings. It's okay. We'll get more innings out of our guys later, but first, we got to figure out who's going to be making the rotation and be big pieces for us. Michael and Tariq both over 170 on the strikeout totals. ERAs are pretty high. Boyd he somehow moved up to a 74 overall, but that 5 ERA is not cutting it. He might be somebody that gets sent down. Jason Foley might be somebody that gets sent down or released. Low ERAs to look forward to. Casey Mize is 2 ERA, even though he didn't play that often. He had 11 games, was able to keep it below a 2 and a 1 whip. So you gotta like that. But Tariq Skubal, probably the most improved player that we've seen on this team, and showing again why he could be an ace. A potential 86 overall. I can see him being a 90 very, very, very soon. 33 games started, 22 of them quality, 3 complete games, 1 shutout. 15 for 33 for Spencer Tubal. Michael Torson, 14 for 32 since we took his last start from him. We gave it to Casey. Matt Manning, 12 for 29. Boyd, 1 for 7. And Casey's actually should have been a quality start. I mean, he went 5 innings. He just didn't have the stamina to go 6. So that just shows you have to go 6 innings and give up, I think it's 3 earned runs or less to get what's qualified as a quality start. So I think in my mind, though, he did have one. And then if you go look at the WARs for pitchers, Tariq Skubal, 3.2. Spencer Turnbull, actually, 2.6, turned his season around, was in the 4s for much of the season. And then strikeout per 9, you see Alex Lange is actually up there. Jose Cenero is up there. Love to see more of my starters up there. And then FIP. We'll get to the more advanced numbers. This looks a lot better. We had a lot of guys over 4, but now it's looking like very few are over that 4 ERA. A couple guys that were looking good, and then a lot of people like in that 3 range or basically just at that 3 range. ERC, I still haven't figured out quite how this one works, but I do know I still want this number low. Got way too many people near the 5s and 6 range. Now you see overall where our records did end up finishing. We ended up finishing the 4th lowest in the American League with a 69.93 record. 42.6% win percentage, which would be good enough for basically the 6th best team. So still only 2 teams on the other side better than us, so that does give us drive lottery odds. But I want to see where our team rankings lied too as well. As you can see here, like I told you, we hit pretty well. We were 8th in batting average, batting 260. Then in runs, we were tied for 19th with 624. Home runs, tied for 28th with 143. 628 on our RBIs at 18, and same thing with fielding percentage at a .986. 759 runs allowed, which was 26th. 702 of those earned, and then 213 home runs allowed was the worst, with 1,199 strikeouts at 19th. Those are definitely areas that we have to fix. We gave away too many home runs as a pitching staff this year. We didn't hit enough home runs. Despite hitting for a good average, a lot of those were just singles and extra base hits. Not a whole lot of home runs, not a whole lot of RBIs to speak of. The fielding percentage has to get better. So different areas to work on in the offseason, different things to think about. What type of guys am I going to go pick up? Guys maybe with some defense and with some clutch. You know, we have the guys to get on base. Now we need our power guys to kind of step up and really hit those runs. Miguel Cabrera is going to be a big question mark. There's going to be no telling whether he retires or not. I swear it's like the last 3 MLBs, he retires after the very first season. I've seen in some other people's series where he's retired after the first season. I've got to only assume that it might be him retiring this season. So we'll get a look at that in the offseason. That'll be the next video. We'll simulate through, obviously, through this postseason. You can see the 1 seed on the AL side, Cleveland, and then 2 is Toronto, with New York, Houston, LA, and Texas. And then on the other side, you got LA, New York, San Diego, Atlanta, St. Louis, and San Francisco. So put your World Series predictions down below. Who do you think goes? Who do you think wins it? And in how many games? So If you get it right, I give you $10 right now. You gotta comment it on this video before that video drops. And if you get it right, I give you $10. I'll literally send it to you, show verification and everything. I will send you $10 if you can guess it right. Who wins this World Series? Who makes it out of this bracket? And who wins it in one amount of games? But if you guys are ready for the postseason or off season, we're going to start really building this team. You can start seeing the rookies come up and play and see where I decide to let them go and let them fly and who gets the spring training invites. Tune in for the next episode. It's been your boy SGG, aka the King of Games, aka GM Smooth. Hit a like, comment, and subscribe on your way out the video. It really helps your boy grow the channel. And I look forward to seeing and hearing back from you guys soon. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.